Good morning. Let me fix this. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the Keenya Kelly Morning Show. Super excited to have you guys here with me every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Central-ish, 9:30 Eastern Time. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you so much for watching on the replay. I'll be catching this on the replay on Periscope. If you wouldn't mind sharing this on Twitter and then tapping your screen and giving me some hearts on the replay. If you're watching this on the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. You can always comment, like, subscribe, and share on the replay, and I'll get an alert that that you have commented. If you're watching this live, good morning. Good morning, Caldesia, Leon, and Markeith. Good morning, guys. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and share this in some of the places that I normally share every single morning. But good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is, what's today? Wednesday, May the 3rd. Clearly, we are almost halfway through 2017. And it's just like this year is just really flying by. Now, as an entrepreneur, I feel like we feel every single day. I don't know about y'all, but as an entrepreneur, I feel like I feel every single day because, you know, you operate your business every single day, meaning you doing like 45 million jobs every day. So it's hard not to experience all the days of the week. Good morning, Antisha. Good morning, Janique. Good morning, Javonda. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Give me just 1 second. I'm sharing this in a few places that I normally share in the morning. So hang on another second. Good morning. If this is your first time joining me, you guys, go ahead and type hashtag new. If you've been here before, you can type hashtag dope, and that lets me know that you guys are part of my dope squad. All right, one last share with the cat looking super stoic over there. But good morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Keenya Kelly, Strategic Brand Advisor for If You Brand It, a branding and consulting firm here in Houston, Texas. I help entrepreneurs to get clear, get noticed, and get paid. So anytime you join me on a live broadcast or in person, you're going to hear me talk about branding, marketing, network marketing, and Jesus, because that's who I am, and so that's what I talk about. Now, I always introduce my infamous cats. I've got 2 cats, Faith and Maui. I feed all the neighborhood cats, including my favorite cat. I've called him Miracle Kitty because Jesus has healed that cat twice. First time the cat's face was halfway torn off, and okay, sorry. What was I about to say? He healed him twice. First time his face was halfway torn off, and I was like, oh my God, Jesus, please heal this cat. And he did. Next time he was having respiratory issues and his eyes were bleeding, and I was like, Jesus, please heal this cat. He did again. And now Miracle Kitty is having some more trouble. Jesus, please heal the cat. I think that Miracle Kitty is a bully or something because he keeps getting into fights, and so he's like got a little open gape right here in his face, and I'm just like, okay, God, please heal the cat the 3rd time before I leave, because I'm moving in July out of here into a new place or whatever. So if you guys have been following me with Miracle Kitty, please pray for Miracle Kitty yet again, that Jesus heals him again. And I'm going to continue to share the story of Miracle Kitty, except this time I'll say Jesus healed him 3 times, okay? On the 3rd day. You know how that go. So that's the story of Miracle Kitty. He's always into something, but Jesus continues to heal him and continues to elevate my faith. So I keep putting my faith in Jesus to heal that cat. All right. So if you guys have not already done so, please share this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter. I'd appreciate so much if you guys share. Good morning, Neferteria. And so this morning, I'm going to talk from the topic, 3 things that are holding you back, okay? 3 things that are holding you back. And that could be in your life, that could be in your business, but you guys know that I typically talk about business because I'm a businesswoman, right? So I want to chat with you guys about that. But before I do that, I do want to share with you guys, we did hit over 10,000 viewers on the 3-day Build $1 Million Brands Masterclass. That class took place last Monday and Tuesday, and then this past Monday. It was a 3-day class teaching you how to strategically build a $1 million brand. If you guys missed that class, you can always go back through my Periscope and you can see the Build $1 Million Brands Masterclass. If you are on Facebook, you can always go back and you can go through my timeline or my business page, Keenya Kelly, and you can watch that. The classes will all come down on Monday, okay? All the classes will come down on Monday. So if you missed the 3 days, you want to go back and watch them before Monday, okay? Because they go away, all right? Also, if you want the free workbook, the access to the free workbook will go down Monday, okay? So if you haven't gotten the free workbook, make sure you go to buildmilliondolarbrands.com, sign up so you can get the workbook, okay? All right, awesome. Also, don't forget that Free Money Fridays is this coming Friday. So we will give away $100 this Friday. All you have to do is register. You don't have to be present to win. When we announce it in the mornings, you will receive an email that you won, and we'll work it out to send you the money through PayPal. If you want to register or you want your friends to register, just go to freemoneyfridays.org, freemoneyfridays.org, and you can register, or anybody can register, okay? So it's picking up steam. It's pretty cool to see how many people are registering, but it's also cool to be able to just give away money. So good morning, April. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, everybody. This is your first time watching, type #new. If you've been here before, type #dope. And if you wouldn't mind sharing on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter, I'd appreciate it. So today's topic is 3 things that are holding you back. This won't be a long broadcast, but it will, I'm sure it'll help you in some way, form, or fashion. 3 things that are holding you back. Now, I wrote down notes just so I wouldn't forget what I was saying, notes in terms of the 3 things. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, Sade. Good morning, Veta. All right, so 3 things that are holding you back. Here we go. So the number one thing that I feel like is, well, not number one, but it's just number one I put on the list. One of the things that I feel like is holding you back is your circle. Okay, one of the things that is holding you back is your circle. Okay, so how many of you guys feel like at times, good morning, Monica, you're trying to excel in life, in business, in relationships, or whatever, but the people around you can't quite see why you're trying to do what it is you're trying to do? If that's you, I want you to just type a 1. That way I know that you're experiencing that same thing. Okay, so what I'm saying to you guys is that some of you guys that are being held back is you're being held back because of your circle. Now, I'm not saying the people in your circle are bad, but the people in your circle may be bad for you, okay? They may be bad for your growth. That's just like there's some people that used to associate with you and they're no longer associating with you, and because at some point in time you were bad for them. Like, let's just keep it all the way real. Ain't nobody perfect. I know I'm not, and there's people that had to separate from me because I was no good for them. You hear what I'm saying? And so it is what it is, right? And then there's other people that I had to disassociate from because they were no good for me. It doesn't mean that I was better than them. It doesn't mean that, God don't love them. No, it just means that in that season in my life that I was in, they were bad for me or I was bad for them. And so some of you guys, you're struggling with moving forward in your life or moving forward in your business because these people are holding you back, right? Now, sometimes it's because the words they're speaking. Sometimes you come to them and you say, now listen, here's what I want you guys to do. One of the ways you guys can interact with me during the broadcast is using emoticons, right? So if I say something that resonates with you, I want you to open up your emoticons, find a shoe, and I want you to type a shoe, because I always say if the shoe fits, put it on, Cinderella, okay? So that can show me that you guys are interacting with me, because I know some of you guys can't type, and that's okay, but the shoe will help me know that you guys are interacting with me and giving me hearts too, okay? All right, so some of the people in your circle are speaking things against you, right? And it's because you come to them with this new idea, this new project, whatever it is, this new hope, right? Or God has told you to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And they're just like, you can't do that. Like, nobody's ever done that. Girl, don't do that because, dude, don't do that because if you do that, you're going to fail. Or you can't move there. You don't know anybody. You can't change churches because this is a great church. Like, no, God would never tell you to do that. No, you can't do that. Anybody has experienced that or experiencing that? Well, a lot of times the people in your circle are holding you back, right? People often refer to it as the crabs in the barrel. They always want to pull you down. I'm sure that's true to some degree or whatever, but from an initial standpoint, thanks for being honest, guys. From an initial standpoint, sometimes people just can't see it. You hear what I'm saying? Sometimes people just can't see what it is that you see because they don't have your eyes. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people just can't see what you see excuse me, because they don't have your eyes, right? You know, there's that quote that goes around that you can't expect people to see where you're going when God didn't give them the vision. That's true. And sometimes people post that in like a sarcastic way, but it's very true. You know, when God was telling me to move to Houston, I was talking to everybody and I was like, I don't know. And nobody was in agreement because nobody heard what God was telling me. I didn't think I was hearing what God was telling me, right? But I had to keep listening and keep saying, God, give me another confirmation and give me another one and give me another one and give me another one, right? That's like down to, I was working for Sprint on the corporate side. Good morning, Lisa. And I was like, I went to my boss and was like, I want to transfer to Houston. And she was like, oh, if you go to Texas, you should go to Austin, da, 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 da. And I was thinking to myself, no, I believe God's telling me to move to Houston. And I didn't tell her that, but you know what I mean. And then when they checked out Houston didn't have any open positions, right? And so for me to get transferred from Richmond, Virginia to Houston was not like, didn't look like it was going to happen. But I felt like I was hearing God and everybody was like, I don't know. And so I just kept on asking God, give me another confirmation. Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another one. Right. And the biggest thing that happened was God talks to me in numbers at times. He uses the number 11 or 111 or 1111. And so he was talking to me about this number and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying? What are you saying? And I felt like he was telling me to go to Houston. So I came to Houston, visiting, looking for apartments, told God what I wanted in an apartment, came to Sugar Land, found an apartment that had everything that I could ever ask for in an apartment. And my apartment number was supposed to be 153424, something like that. And the next week I was like, hey, I really want the first floor. Can you please give me the first floor? And they said, well, I'm sorry, we don't have first floor apartment. Cool. A couple days later, they said, actually, we have an apartment that's opening up during your time frame. The apartment number is 1111. Do you hear what I'm saying? When they sent me that back, I knew. I was like, game over and done. I'm out of here, right? Because they didn't know that the number 11 meant something to me. Good morning, Wanda. They didn't know. And I sure didn't know that apartment number 1111 existed. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because I had never lived in apartment number 11, right? But God did, and he gave me the confirmation to live here in apartment number 1111, right? So when I told my friends about that, they were all like, we'll see you later, because they didn't have the vision, because they weren't hearing what I was hearing, they weren't seeing what I was seeing. But when I told them about the 11s, it made perfect sense to them, right? It made perfect sense to them. And then I remember telling my boss, yeah, I'm going to go. And she said, well, what's going to happen if you don't get the job? And I was like, I'm not worried about that. I'm going to get the job. I just, whatever. Because eventually a position opened up. And I said, well, I'm going anyway. And she was like, what? I said, whether they have a job opening or not, I'm going anyway. And fast forward, a job opened up. I got the job. I transferred. I started here in Houston at Sprint on the corporate side, right? Because I heard what God said. So my boss was telling me one thing. My friends was telling me one thing, and I didn't even tell my family. I didn't even tell my family that I love my family, but I knew if I told them, they were going to say, you can't go there. You shouldn't. And I was just like, I just can't tell too many people. I just got to go, right? One of the people that I did tell was my pastor. He's prophetic, and I wasn't asking for his confirmation, but it was nice if he was hearing what I was hearing. And I remember telling him, and he was like, yeah, I feel like the Lord is saying da 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 da. And I was like, okay, right? But by that time, I was already sold. I was already going, right? But a lot of times in our lives, our friends and family, they get nervous about encouraging us to do things that they wouldn't do. Or sometimes the people in your circle have done what it is you're trying to do, or they know people that are trying to do what you're getting ready to do, and they saw them fail, and they're like, well, you're going to fail too. And so they're trying to keep you from failure, right? So it's not always that people are trying to hold you back. Sometimes they are, but other times they're afraid that you're going to fail. Right? Other times they're afraid that you're gonna forget about them. Right? I have had people call me bougie. You super bougie. You all, high sedity. You don't know nobody no more. What? I'm like, what are you talking about? Bougie? Do you even know my life? Do you even know that I love shopping at the thrift store? Do you see what I'm saying? But you can't make people see what you see, and you just can't, sometimes you just can't mess with whatever. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's the people in your circle that's holding you back. So I always encourage people that be always open to new friends. Now, that don't mean you got to go and tell everybody your business. I'm very protective of my space and of my secrets, because sometimes people use your secrets against you, and I don't have time for that, right? Oh, thank you so much, Tay. I appreciate that. Praise God for that. Yay! Thank you so much for that, Tay. Tay said, good morning and thank you for the morning motivation. Love watching you and listen to the free advice you offer. I really appreciate it. Isn't that a blessing? Praise God. Thank you for that. So sometimes it's the people in your circle. And so you're going to have to get around other people, right? And here's one of the things that I learned about getting around other people. Sometimes it's not free. Right? Sometimes getting around better people, people that are better for you, isn't free. Do you hear what I'm saying? Sometimes getting around people that are better for you is not free, right? It's like you wonder why people pay for networking events, because they want to get around better people. They want to get, and I'm not talking about better as in God loves them better. I mean, I'm talking about in terms of people that are moving in life, that are moving in your direction, that are more knowledgeable than you, that are more experienced than you, and that have more connections or whatever, right? So sometimes you're going to have to pay to get around that, okay? And so I tell you guys all the time that I'm always investing in coaches and programs and things of that nature, because all I know is all I know. And my circle of friends, all they know is all they know. And I'm limited to what I know and what my circle of friends know, right? But I have chosen to invest thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in spaces and coaches and programs so that I can have access to the additional knowledge. Like, I can't even begin to tell you guys what is happening in my life. I'm not even talking about the financials. I'm talking about the associations, like just being able to pick up the phone and talk to people like April and Roberto. I'm just like, and Warren, if you're watching this, Warren. Hey, Warren. Being able to associate with people like them and AJ. And I'm just like, when did this become my life? Do you see what I'm saying? And I know that it became my life, one, when I did what God told me to do, which was move to Houston. Number one, right? Number two, when I started investing in coaching and investing in myself, right? And then I started serving, and it's just all this stuff is just happening. And I'm just like, right? But it only happened because I stepped away from my circle. I still have them. I still love them, but I added to my circle people that I could invest in, because I invested in them, but it's also investment in me, right? And then it would propel me to the next level. And it's always propelling me. I can't even begin to tell you. It's propelling me, but I am choosing to do that. Okay? Awesome. So the first thing I said was the three things that are holding you back. Number one is your circle. Listen, if this is resonating with you guys, just type a shoe. If you heard something this morning and it's blessing you, type it across the screen just so I know whatever I said has blessed you, all right? This also helps my assistant when she's trying to pull things from my social media, because here's the tip. One of the things you guys should be doing is you should be doing live broadcasts every day. Save the videos and give them to your assistants, and they can turn it to they can turn it into blog posts, Instagram posts, Twitter tweets. They can turn it into all type of stuff, right? So one of the ways you guys can help my assistant is whatever you heard, if it was good to you, just type it out real quick, and that's gonna help her. Okay, so if you guys wouldn't mind doing that, don't cost you nothing, just cost you your finger time. Okay. Thank you. So thanks, Janique. So the second thing that is holding you back is your lack of knowledge, okay? The second thing that's holding you back is your lack of knowledge. You know what you know, right? But you have to understand that you're not in school no more, right? You're not in school no more. What does that mean? That means you ain't learning no more. Thanks for the shoes, guys, right? That means you're not learning no more. So if you're not learning anymore, then you're limited, right? John C. Maxwell calls that the law of the lid. You can read that in the book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. It's called the law of the lid. Meaning, if your leadership lid is a 4, you can't take anybody to a 7 because you're only a 4, right? That doesn't make you bad. It just means that you're a 4. So how do you get people to a 10? You can't. The highest you can take them is a 3, because once they hit a 3, they're right there with you. You can't even take them higher because you're not higher. So your lack of knowledge, it holds you back, and it also holds other people back, right? And so listen, how many of you guys, let's just see this. Hey, how many of you guys are watching this and you're saying to yourself, I could be so much further if I knew more. How many of you guys, like, just be honest, how many of you guys could go so much further, and just type a 1, or you could say me, how many of you guys could go so much further if you knew more, right? Like, I think about 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about systems and automation. I didn't know much about Hootsuite. I didn't know much about hashtags, Facebook groups, live streaming. I didn't know about ring lights, all this stuff. I didn't know about, what you call it, I can't remember what it's called. If it comes to me, I'll say it, right? There's so much stuff that I did not know. And I wasn't okay with that, right? Thank you guys for being honest. I was not okay with the lack of knowledge that I had. I wasn't okay with it. And so I chose to get more knowledge. Now, what did I do? I done bought everybody's audiobook on the planet, right? I've got all these books around the house, right? It's like even this. Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, I'm not engaged, right? But I'm reading about marriage. Can y'all see that? It says your generous, blessed, and favorite marriage. You hear what I'm reading about marriage. Why? I want to be married, right? That old joker, that was on him. Whatever, God bless him, God bless him, right? But one monkey don't stop no show. So I'm still learning about marriage because I want a fruitful marriage with children and all that type of stuff, right? I'm invested in knowledge. Now, this was a free pamphlet, but I'm always buying stuff, learning stuff. Why? Because I want to constantly be growing. I've always said that either you're growing or you're dying, right? Either you're growing or you're dying, right? And so if you're not investing in knowledge, then guess what? You're not growing. Do you hear what I'm saying? You're not growing. Like I can't even tell you how many email lists I've subscribed to. And I'm always reading this and reading like, what in the world is that? Like I'm in Lead Pages Facebook group. I'm in ConvertKits, a Facebook group. I'm in, who else? Teachables, a Facebook group. Cause I'm like, all I know about Teachable is what I know. But if I want to learn more, I got to do that, right? It's so much stuff out here. But guess what? I'm not like, if I was in school, I'd be in like 6 classes, right? So I would always be learning. And so here I am in life. I'm 35 and I want to constantly be growing, right? Did I buy Charlemagne the God book? No. And I wouldn't buy number 1 because it's a Charlemagne the God. And I don't need to buy nobody's book that says the day to God. God bless him. He may not mean that, but I ain't buying that. That's just me. That's just me. Okay. Okay, awesome. And so it's kind of funny, but you know, that's just me. So you have to be investing in knowledge. You have to be growing because if you're not, you know, you're dying, right? Facebook changes every day, right? Instagram changes every day. Like everything changes all the time. The tax laws, everything changes all the time. And it's like, if you're not growing, you're still on old information, right? That's like, if you think dating is the same as it was in high school, oh, you's a fool. I'm not calling you a fool, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so in order for you to understand what he's saying or what she's saying, you got to learn about what people saying these days, right? That's like, I have interns that are in their 20s and I'm like, what does that mean? I remember when On Fleek came out, I was like, what does that mean? Right? Or it was like something or nah. I was like, what is that? Right? Because I'm not in the culture. I'm not in the pop culture. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, but you tell me what that means because I don't want to say it. And it's not, what exactly? Okay. And so I, I was like, somebody got to help me because I don't know all this stuff, right? And not because I'm old. I've just spent so much time on learning like business and things of that nature. So sometimes I find myself being out of touch with like the present world or whatever that's not business. So I surround myself with people so they can keep me knowledgeable or on what's going on, right? Because otherwise I'm like that old person that's using the old language. Like I'm the old person that's doing the bankhead bounce when the new dance is not the bankhead bounce. That's like 20 years ago. So I don't want to be the old person that's still doing the bankhead bounce. Okay. All right. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So you have to invest in knowledge to continue to grow. I can't tell you guys how much money I continue to invest. And it's not because I'm balling like that. It's because I understand that either I'm growing or I'm dying. Okay. Now, if you guys have not already shared this, please share this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter. I'd appreciate it so much. Okay. All right. So the third thing is that is so I said 3 things that are holding you back. Number 1 is your circle. Number 2 is your lack of knowledge. And number 3 is you. Okay. Number 3 is you. So we're going to pause right there. How many of you guys, you know what is going on? Something on my head. Okay. How many of you guys know without a shadow of a doubt that you are holding you back? just type a hand emoticon, like, you know, the little hand that she's like this, or there's like the little hand that's like that. How many of you guys know that you are holding yourself back? Yes, absolutely. Think and Grow Rich is an amazing, amazing book. Absolutely. Yep, I haven't read that book in years, but it's a very, very good book. All right, how many of you guys, you know you're holding yourself back? Now, if you guys have not already shared this, please share. I'm still trying to get more followers on Periscope. So if you're on Periscope and you're here, if you wouldn't mind sharing this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter. And if you're on Facebook and you have a Periscope, please join us on Periscope at Keenya Kelly, because why? Periscope lets you share more places. So we see Sade said her, Wanda said her, somebody on Periscope, I missed your name, said them, Monica, Rachel. Listen, how much longer are you going to continue to hold yourself back? Do you hear what I'm saying? How much longer are you going to allow yourself to hold yourself back? Like, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Just listen to what I'm saying. Some of you guys didn't even say me, but you know I'm talking to you, right? Listen. How much longer are you gonna let you hold you back? Do you like this? Just listen to that statement. The statement is, I am holding myself back. That's the statement that you just made. Hearing what I'm saying, whether you responded or not. Thank you so much, Sade, for sharing. So the statement you just made is, I am holding myself back. One of the things that I practice on a regular basis is writing out what is going on with me. You hear what I'm saying? Writing out what is going on with me. Now, am I hard on myself? Yes, I am. Oh, that's Nikki. Hey, Nikki. And so my friend Joy always says, Keenya, you're hard on yourself. She's probably right? But I'm hard on myself because I want to make sure that I'm constantly improving, because a lot of people around me won't say anything. They won't say, Keenya, you're getting ready to run into a brick wall. And so instead of me waiting on somebody else to tell me, Keenya, you're getting ready to run into a brick wall, I evaluate myself to make sure I'm not running into a brick wall. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because if nobody else is going to do it, I am going to do it. And it's not because I have to be perfect. It's because everybody won't always point out what needs to be pointed out, because sometimes people got their own stuff and they feel like, well, how dare I point out your stuff when I got my stuff? And that, listen. Here is my number one rule of being my friend. And if you plan on being my man, if you can't tell me the truth, we can't be together. Flat out, period. If you can't risk our relationship to help me, we can't be friends. Because I don't need people around me that are impressed by me. No. I need people around me who see you're amazing, but. Do you hear what I'm saying? You're amazing, but. I need somebody that hears my speech at an event and they're not looking for the fluff. They're looking for, how can I help her better with that 3-minute pitch when she walked out? They're picking it apart, and I'm allowing them to. And when the event is over with, they say, you did great, but next time. Right? They gonna tell me good stuff. I know they are. But I need people around me that say, Keenya, you probably could have did that better. One of my good friends that does that is Nicole Walters. Oh my God. I don't call Nicole but maybe once a year. And not because I don't have nothing to talk about, but because we both busy, and if we need to talk, we'll talk. Otherwise, we'll text, right? The last time I called Nicole, she said some stuff and I was just like, right? But she was exactly right. Right? And I did not want to be her friend no more. I evaluated everything she said, made the adjustments. I said, now what do you think I should do? You need to do this, and this. I didn't want to do nothing to what she said, but I valued her as a friend and as a business owner. Do you see what I'm saying? And I did exactly what she told me to do. You hear what I'm saying? That's like with my girlfriend, Joy. Listen, I am very strong, as you can tell. And so when I have to approach people about conflicts or something, I try to be critical of myself. I try to really think through what it is I'm about to say, because in the past, I would just speak without thinking, and that would make people want to slip my tires, right? It's like Jasmine Sullivan, I bust the windows out your car. I used to be verbally mean in that way, right? So now I literally take a moment to think through the words I'm getting ready to say when I have to say something that somebody may not like, because I want to share with them my heart without being overly emotional, but help them understand what's taking place, right? And so sometimes before I go to the person, I'll say, hey, I'm thinking about saying this. What do you think? And that's not every time, but when it's a hard time, I'll go to a friend. Because why? I want to make sure that I don't ruin this or whatever before I go into it, right? But the only reason why I know that's because I take inventory, right? I evaluate myself. You hear what I'm saying? Like when I went through divorce, it was like, all right, how am I really feeling? Y'all listen, if y'all still with me, I'm not seeing no hearts. I'm not seeing nothing. If you still with me, just tap your screen and give me some hearts, right? I wasn't waiting for people to tell me, go to counseling or you do. No, I sat back and said, how do I feel? What is going on? What do I want to do? Right? And when I realized how I was feeling, I said, okay, got to get rid of the soul ties. Because when you have sex in marriage or period, you form a soul tie. Okay, soul ties got to go, right? Number 2, I've got to forgive, because the bitterness that I'm feeling is making me sick. I've got to forgive, right? Number 3, I got to go to church. I was already going to church, but I needed to connect closer with a closer group of people so they knew what I was going through, so other people were praying for me, praying with me, and then checking on me, right? Then I knew, okay, I need to call my family and tell my family, hey, don't you call him. Don't you fly down here busting nobody's windows out. Sit down. One thing I did not do was call Uncle Tony, because I already knew. I said, Tony is not going to find out until 4 years from now. And I don't even know if Tony knows. Because I was like, I am not calling Uncle Tony, because Uncle Tony going to go crazy. Okay? Anyway, whatever. But my whole point is I self-eval me. Like just last week, I was like, okay, God, am I crazy about this? Am I crazy about this? And I just write it out. God, I feel this, I feel this, I feel this, I feel this. Am I justified in my feelings? If not, that's okay, but talk to me about it. And I just write it down. I told y'all, I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm just like, all right, who got the best answers in the world? The Lord, L-O-R-D-T, right? And I just, okay, God, let me just talk to you. You tell me what's going on, right? Because I don't know. And God has a way of correcting you and just talking to you about you in a way that nobody can, right? Because sometimes your friend can't see that you real mean because they've been around you so long, they just become immune to whatever it is that's going on. I'm not mean, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And so I take very high level inventory of me, my emotions, and everything, right? As I'm getting ready to move from the country into the city, I'm like, okay, how am I feeling about moving from the country into the city? I mean, it may sound like something so small, but I evaluate everything. Y'all see what I'm saying? I evaluate everything as it pertains to me, right? And so what am I saying? If you're not evaluating you, or you don't have somebody that's evaluating you, guess what? You're holding yourself back, right? I remember when I connected to April, and April and I had a one-on-one last month. April said, how big is your list? And I told her, and she said, what are you doing? And I said, the reason why I hired you is I need you to help me know what to do with that. And she laughed, right? But if she didn't ask that question, I wouldn't have gotten the answer that I needed from her. You see what I'm saying? If I hadn't paid April to help me with my business, guess what I wouldn't have got? I wouldn't have gotten the help that I needed, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? Like I interviewed Lisa yesterday. If you guys haven't seen that interview, you can go back and rewatch it. For those of you guys on Periscope, you can come on. I got lipstick on my teeth. I think I got lipstick on my teeth. Yes. you can come back on Facebook at Keenya Kelly and you can watch the interview from last night with Lisa. And so with Lisa, I saw some amazing things in Lisa. And so Lisa paid to be a part of a mastermind with me. And guess what happened? I taught Lisa some stuff. I pulled some stuff out of her. Lisa is doing her thing. You hear what I'm saying? Nefertaria joined the mastermind. And I think she sold a couple books the month before. But just this past month in April, she sold 42 books. And it wasn't because we created a book. She already had the book, but she had to spend the time talking to somebody, getting whatever it was she needed from me, and it helped her get the confidence that she needed to go out and sell her book. I didn't sell her book. She sold her book, but whatever it was that I gave her helped her sell that book. Sell like times over. And I guarantee you, she's still selling the book. Y'all get what I'm saying? And so you may be holding you back. So it may be your circle, it may be your lack of knowledge, and it may be you. But I guarantee you that most of you guys need to be talking to somebody. That's what I guarantee, right? And some of you guys got people that you can talk to, you just don't want to spend the money, right? How do you guys are saying to yourself, I need help, but you don't want to spend the money? Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Don't worry, I'm not going to inbox you after this. I'm not going to inbox you. But if that's you, just type a 1. If you know that you need help, you need somebody to help you, and you don't want to spend the money, just type a 1. I just want to see who is being honest with me this morning. Some of y'all ain't going to say nothing, but you over there like this. But you know you ain't going to type it on the screen. Right? Oh, she said, I don't mind spending, I just don't have the money. Understand. All right. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest, right? And I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. If you don't spend the money today, you're going to spend the money in some way, form, or fashion, and it's actually going to cost you money, right? I remember when I invested in the coaching program in 2015, it was $10,000. And I said to myself, if I don't spend the money on this, I'm going to waste the money trying to figure out this. But I can spend the money on this and learn all of what I need to learn and make money in the process. And that's what I did, right? Did I have the money? No. I did not have the money to spend like that. But did I spend it anyway? Yes. And am I in a better place today because I spent the money? Yes. Right? And now I'm spending even more money. Right? Why? Because either you're growing or you're dying. You see what I'm saying? Like some people rather spend their money on hair, shoes, fingernails, clothes, all that. I'd rather spend my money investing in a business that's going to make the return on investment is going to be grand. Then I can go get clothes, shoes, cars, whatever I want later versus today. You know, I always used to say that you can either play now and pay later, or you can pay now and play later. So I would choose to pay now, which means sacrifice, investing, missing out on some stuff so that 5 years from now, I'm playing all day long in Dubai, Thailand, China, Paris, wherever. You see what I'm saying? But I know that everybody doesn't have the same philosophy that I have, and that's okay. But because you guys are here on an entrepreneurship broadcast and you guys follow me, I'm telling you, the only way that you're going to grow is it has to be intentional, right? So you're going to have to go without things to get the things you need to get. I'm just being honest. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm selling all type of stuff right now, you know, but that's a choice that you have to make. It's not just the buying of stuff, but it's actually learning from what you're being taught, being open to what you're being taught, and then doing the thing that you're being taught to do. Because the last thing you want to do is buy something and not do nothing with it. You see what I'm saying? Like every time I work with somebody, I do exactly what they told me to do. Exactly what they told me to do. Why? Because I spent the money, and so I need to get the return on it. And so I'm gonna do exactly what they told me to do when they told me to do it, so that I can say, hey, I did what you said, now what? So they can say, dang, that was quick. You see what I'm saying? And then they'll want to give me more because they're like, you're a good student. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, I want to make my money back. I just spent money on you. I want to make my money back. Okay? Does it blend? What does that mean? Jane, what does that mean? So listen, for those of you guys that are saying to yourself, well, what could I invest in? Listen, it depends on what it is you need. I am in branding. And so if you guys, I have my online course, Brand Domination, that relaunched. It's a 6-week program. It was actually 7, but it's a 6-week program that's teaching you how to strategically dominate your brand online. Listen, I announced on the masterclass, it means, does it wake you up in the morning? Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm here right now. Okay. And so, It's an online program and it's normally $297. I announced it on the masterclass this past week and this Monday that you can actually get $150 off until this Friday, okay? You can get $150 off the masterclass until this Friday. So it's normally $297, but it's $147 until midnight Friday. All you have to do is use the coupon code BRANDS17, okay? BRANDS17, all right? And all you have to do to find the course is go to KeenyaKelly.teachable.com, okay? KeenyaKelly.teachable.com, and you'll see the course Brand Domination there. Normally $297, but use the coupon code for $150 off to get it for $147. What does that mean? That means the course is pre-recorded. It's already there. You can buy it today, and you can log in 6 months from now, 2 years from now, and the content will still be there. Every year when I update it, you get the update. So if the course goes back up to $500, you don't pay any more. You just paid your $147 and you still get access to all the updated information, okay? So it is $297 for Brand Domination, but it's $150 off until Friday at midnight. All you have to do is use the coupon code BRANDS, BRANDS 17, BRANDS 17, and you can get $150 off, okay? So if you guys wouldn't mind doing me a favor, please type KeenyaKelly.teachable.com, KeenyaKelly.teachable.com, and you guys can go there and then type the coupon code if you guys wouldn't mind, BRANDS17, okay? So that's it for today, you guys. Again, I'll repeat the 3 things that are holding you back are your circle, okay, your lack of knowledge, and then you. All right, your circle. Thanks for typing that, Faith. Your lack of knowledge and you. And so you just have to decide what's going to happen for you. You know, we're at almost midpoint of 2017, and you don't have to answer this to me, but look at your goals and ask yourself, are you closer to your goal than you were on January 1st? If you are almost there where you're hitting your goal by the end of the year, great. That is absolutely amazing. If you're not, you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to get myself closer to that goal by the end of this year? Like, I wrote out my goals for May. They're on the wall over there. They're also on the refrigerator, and I see them. And yesterday I was sitting down and I said, what am I doing to hit those goals? And I said, all right. And I sat down and I did this whole long thing that I did not want to do. Took me about an hour and a half, but that's helping me get closer to the goal that's on the wall. Because I said, Keenya, you ain't going to get nowhere if you're not doing the thing to get you there, right? So I began to do the thing to get me there. And then today, I'm going to do the rest of the stuff that's going to get me there. Because I can't have a goal for May and I don't have a plan to get to do the thing to get the goal for May. Does that make sense? And so I know I have to do what I have to do, and I'm encouraging you to do what you have to do, because nobody's going to make it happen for you. They're just not. Nobody's going to build your brand. Nobody's going to build your audience. You have to do that, okay? Like, I have to do it as well, okay? So if you guys want to enroll in the course, it's $150 off until Friday at midnight. Just go to KeenyaKelly.teachable.com. Use the coupon code BRANDS17, BRANDS 17, like 17, and you'll get $150 off for a 6-week online course. So that's it for today, you guys. I'll be back tonight introducing you guys to another one of my students. Thanks, Faith, from my masterminds. You'll get a chance to meet them tonight. And that's it, guys. So don't forget to register for Free Money Fridays by going to freemoneyfridays.org. It's free, no catch. freemoneyfridays.org, and make sure you guys enroll in Brand Domination at KeenyaKelly.teachable.com. All right? So don't forget, if you brand it, they will come. If you brand it, they will come. God bless you guys. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and I will see you guys tonight. Bye.